Alrighty, awesome. I'm excited. You excited? I'll take that as excitement, yeah.
For excitement. Let me just get my...
Your dice. You love to hear it.
I've not touched these in so long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So touch the prize. Just like me.
Queen. Queen. Alright, so to bring us to a start, hold on, my mic is very far away. I don't know how well you could hear me.
I can hear you very well.
Hell yeah. Elodie, you are dreaming. Shocking, I know, since you are in fact asleep. But you're dreaming. Your dreams, vary in quality and how much you remember them. But a commonly accepted byproduct of magic is funky dreams. It just be that way. And this one doesn't seem to be any different. The visuals are crystal clear. You're aware of the sensations around you. You know this is a dream. In this moment, you are aware it's a dream. And you know you're going to be able to remember it, but does it have meaning? Does it not? It's hard to tell with these sorts of things. But you are walking along a tunnel. You don't recognize this specific tunnel, but you definitely recognize what it is, as you've traversed many of this kind before when traveling to the Unders. This is an abandoned subway tunnel. This particular one seems to have been abandoned for a while. The walls are the slightest bit grimy. The tiles kind of cracked at the edges, and the rails long since rusted over. But you're walking right down the middle of the rails, just traveling down as you would if you were traveling to the Unders any other day. Normally there are other people traveling back and forth, but it's a dream. Things don't always have to make sense. As you go, the lights overhead, which are always a little bit dim, start to flicker a bit. And with each progressive flicker, you start to notice that the subway tunnel is looking more and more worn. Is this not looping the song? Fredward, have you betrayed me? Bro.
God damn it, Fredward. We believed in you.
I was like, this pause is really long. It's because the word had changed for how the repeat goes. Okay, Fredward.
Okay, Fredward. Lucky bitch.
But with each progressive flicker, the tunnel starts to look more and more worn, more aged and beaten. You start to see puddles appearing between the tiles across the rails, moss creeping in, vines crawling up the tile walls and through the cracks. And as it flickers again, you see roots with each flash breaking through the tiles and coiling across the ground. They're not moving when you see them, but with every flash, it's like you're seeing a progressive photo of time passing in this tunnel. And especially as the roots begin to coil across the ground, the tunnel feels like it's twisting all around you. Your awareness of it is twisting. Very like a Dutch angle in movies when the camera starts to turn on the side. There's a faint creaking of roots as the sounds begin to become clear to you. There's dripping water, rustling plants, and the skittering sound of small creatures. And then another sound begins to become clear. A sort of shuffling, clacking noise. And a form appears out of the darkness. The only thing you see moving in all of the flickering lights, it keeps moving towards you, unaffected by the aging around it. It is a bent-over figure, and as they come closer to you, you feel your steps come to a stop as you realize what exactly it is. It's a skeletal figure, kind of bent in on itself, hobbling towards you, with steel rods sticking out of its back, impaled there, and roots crawling out through its rib cage, wilting ferns peeking out of its bones. And it's hobbling very brokenly towards you. This horrible shuffle and clacking noise with each broken step it takes. And it reaches out a long, shattered skeletal hand towards you, dropping its broken jawbone, nearly falling off of its face as if it's trying to speak to you. You start to back away, but you can't move further. You can only stay where you are. And it creeps closer to you with that continued shuffle, clack noise. But then from the open jaw comes this sparking sound, like a lighter. And then a coiling flame emerges from the skeleton, chasing back the darkness. It spirals up and out of the jaw, filling the space, spinning in spirals like ribbons. And the skeleton crumbles as if whatever had powered it was abruptly cut off. This coiling rope of fire comes towards you, twining around you in circles, warming you, and feeling strangely reassuring, even as this spot in your chest starts to burn with this simultaneously painful but also passionately loving warmth. And your vision begins to fade away as this ribbon of flame settles across your shoulders, draping down to brush across this scorching heat in your chest. And your vision slowly fades away. Your awareness begins to come back to you. Ooh, I would love it if my notes would work with me. Fredward, I swear. There we go. You wake up in bed. You still remember the dream, but it definitely doesn't feel as drastic or earth-shattering as it might have felt in the moment. It's a Monday morning. You're a month and a half into your first semester at the university. And you feel decently well-rested. You have class in about 2-ish hours, according to your alarm clock, your photography class. So that leaves you plenty of time to get ready for the day and head on over to the university. What would you like to do?
Ooh, I get to pick.
Yeah.
First thing I'm going to do is turn Frederick down. Even though it's already at 50%.
I keep him at like between 20 and 30%.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Oh my god, there's so many things I could do. The world is my oyster.
Yeah. You could skip class if you really wanted to, but
No, probably not the smartest idea. It would be frowned upon. I said that I would go to college and at least get something, rather than just staying at home all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll just kind of get up, hop in the shower, get dressed, and just generally, get ready for the day. Make sure I've got like all my photography stuff, my portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
and any other like bits and pieces I'll need for the day.
Yeah, the daily routine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You get ready. You have your stuff all gathered in your bag. You head on downstairs. Is Elodie the type of person who like eats breakfast with her family, or is she like a grab and go kind of person, or cooks for herself, or what?
Definitely a grab and go.
Fair.
Like tries to say at least a few words, but is very much like, yeah, let me just get out.
Fair. As you come downstairs and into the kitchen, your mother's there. Wow, crazy. I didn't name your parents. I'll do that at some point. But you only know them as mom and dad, so it's fine.
Mum and dad. I think I sent you over like in the thing anyway with their names, but I cannot remember.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll look later. I forgot. Your mom, that's her name,
Mother.
is standing...
That is all I know her by.
Yeah. She's standing over by the stove. It seems that maybe she just finished cooking breakfast for herself. She's kind of tidying up. And she pauses as you comes in, gives you a good morning, have a good day.
Morning.
Yeah, the basic pleasantries, like, how'd you sleep? Oh, I slept good. How do you sleep? The back and forth. She gives you a coffee if you drink coffee. Or tea, if you're more of a tea person.
Coffee.
God, am I gonna make your mother British too, so she matches you?
No, it's fine.
No, she'll be British.
I guess if you have to, British accent.
Did you watch? Okay. She kind of watches you as you maybe grab something to go,
I'm like rummaging through the fridge. Quick bowl of cereal, standing up, not even bothering to sit down, just like
yeah,
and like scooping it. Grab like a takeaway cup out the cupboard, fill it up with like as much coffee and caffeine as possible.
Yeah, she checks that you have like your bus pass with you, and that you have like your school cards. You can get a lunch at the cafeteria, that sort of thing. Because you're only a month and a half in. It's not everything is quite habit yet. As you're finishing up, you go to put your bowl in the sink. She kind of pauses and glances at you. Elodie, dear, I just wanted to double check real quick. A little reminder. We talked about it last month. But your father and I, our anniversary is next week. And we're going on a little weekend trip to that spa your uncle told us about. I know you said that you'd be fine for a weekend, but I'm just sort of, nervous about leaving you alone with the house. Are you going to stay with the house, or maybe one of your friends, or I could call your uncle? See if he'd be okay with company.
No, it'll be fine. Mum, I've told you before. I am 20 years old. You need to remember that I am old enough now to look after the house by myself. I know how to use the sink, and I know how to wash up and take care of myself.
I know, dear. It's just, this is the first trip your father and I have gone on in a while, so just wanting to double check.
You just don't worry about me. Just go and have fun, okay?
I'll make sure you're stocked up on groceries, and I'll leave a few. Why am I blanking on the word here? I'll leave a few bills on the counter for if there's anything else you need.
Can you can you make sure that we have enough coffee, because I might have just
Yes.
finished it.
Of course, I will make sure to get it.
Okay.
All right, you have.
I mean, I can always grab it myself if you can't find the exact one that I like. But
No, you and your father both are rather particular about your brands, so I'll make sure to get them.
okay, thanks, Mum.
All right, have a good day, sweetheart.
Yeah, you too.
You head on out, I assume?
Yes.
Indeed. Hold on.
Possess myself.
All right. You put off for the day. It's you said that you and your family lived in Divisburg, right?
Yes.
Awesome. It's a bit of a longer ride over to the university campus, but you have plenty of time. You can walk if you want. That'd be pushing it a bit, but you can also take the bus. You have a bus pass. Students get a discount.
Jump on the bus.
Awesome. You give it a ride. It's it's not like you have a crazy early morning class, so thankfully you've managed to miss the really packed buses. But as it is, you end up having to stand as you give a ride through the city. Divisiburg's smaller, more aged buildings begin to give way to stuff more modern, more center of the city, more shops popping up. And then the space opens up as you enter onto the very well-kept campus of Vierberg University. It's very well-groomed, looks very nice. They did a very respectful blend of the looks of both halves of the city. There's well-kept bushes and modern buildings and lots of space to sit and hang out. There's little cafes. It's a good time. You hop off at your correct stop, do a little speed walk over to your classroom, and you get there with 15 minutes before class, plenty of time. Not everyone is here yet, but notably, one of your classmates who is here is Bella Spoons. They're sitting up front, as she always does, kind of fiddling with their camera, and they look up as you walk in. Oh, hey, morning.
Hey Bella, how you doing?
Oh, late night. What about you?
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Did you get any good shots this weekend?
I got a few, but I was pretty distracted, so, okay. So Contradiction got this thing, and she starts to turn to you to, fill you in on whatever happened with their weekend. But that's when your teacher enters the room and calls the class to order, and Bella kind of leans over to whisper to you, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
It's a rather normal class. It's the particular topic for today is discussing various angles and what that can mean for your subject matter, and particularly different methods of framing a shot. Nothing crazy intense. There's a little bit of homework, but it's mainly just doing some research on what the meanings behind different angles can mean. After class ends, it's like a 2-hour lecture-ish. It's mostly just them talking at you and you nodding along. Bella gets up out of her seat and kind of gestures for you to come with. You know that after every single class, no matter how many classes she has in a day, they go to get a coffee. And usually Bella will invite you along as well.
Coffee date.
Coffee date indeed. You two stroll, at first chatting about, the class and being like, oh, another thing to write. At least it's not that long. And then Bella remembers herself and resumes her story about her weekend. So Autumn and Contradiction go to this bar sometimes. Not the Chameleon House, obviously. You'd know about this then. But they go to this bar in the Aboves that's kind of like an oldies rock bar. And the two of them are crazy about it. And they managed to talk with the owner the other night, Saturday night. And they secured a gig for West Dusk. It's really exciting. We've had gigs before, but mostly just like small stuff at the university. But it's this weekend, and I think various people in the group, just various people in our definitely so large group, would really appreciate it if you maybe came to watch.
Who are these various people in our really big group?
Well, there's just hundreds of people in our group, but there's like 3 in particular that I think would really enjoy it if you came.
I don't know, Ben. I might have to check my schedule.
Wow.
I don't really know if I'd be free. No, I'm kidding. Yes, I will be there. I'll be there. Don't worry. I'll be there, and I'm going to support you guys. I'll be front row, I promise.
I'll be excited. And we don't even have to sneak you into bars anymore. How exciting is that?
Gone are those days.
I was about to say I'll text you. I was about to say I was gonna text you the details. Here, give me your hand.
Okay.
She.
I'll hold up my hand and like roll my. Have to like take my coat off one arm and like roll my jumper up.
She takes your hand in a very like well manicured, long nailed grip, and holds it very delicately out in front of her, and pulls out a pen and writes across your wrist the bar's name and the time that they're performing at on Saturday night. And she puts a little heart at the end of it, and then releases your hand with a little pat. Excited to see you there.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
But you two have your coffee. You hang out for a little bit. I'm still chatting about this and that. Bella's talking about what songs they're considering playing at the gig. And then the photography club is meeting today as well. So I assume you're going to that meeting with her?
Yes.
Awesome. You two head off. It's a very laid back, enjoyable day. The club is all very like friendly when you show up. They're discussing how the position for a photographer is opening up at the school newspaper soon. People are discussing like maybe I'll apply. Are they looking for one photographer or maybe 2? And there's also some planning going on of taking pictures for the yearbook. It's just, mainly discussing activities that they're going to be partaking in as a group, and I'm sure you participate in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Nice. After a while, at the club, it's starting to come to a close. It's not really like a formal start and end time. The photography club has a room, and most of the time they'll meet up there at the same time every day. Not everyone shows up, more just people who are free at that time. But Bella's getting ready to go, and they kind of knock shoulders with you. Hey, are you working tonight? You are.
I am working tonight. I think Monday. Am I? Could be. Couldn't be. Yes. I'm working tonight. Why'd you ask?
Oh, I just know that Autumn and Contradiction wanted to come and tell you themselves. I, of course, had to steal the opportunity from them. But you have to
I'll
promise to
pretend
act
that you did
surprised.
not say a
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
You did not say a thing. I will make sure to wear my long sleeve top at work tonight.
Contradiction's gonna do that whole thing where she's peacocking and so proud of herself, Just fan the flames a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah. As I've got my fans in my back pocket. It's always there for her.
You two are leaving the photography classroom, chatting about your shift tonight. Bella's never come to the Chameleon House, mostly because they don't really go to the unders for various reasons. But they know the situation. And as you two are exiting the room, you hear a voice say, "Oh, I'm glad they're still here." You turn to see coming down the hallway one of your teachers, Rosette specifically, who's not a professor, to be clear. She's just the self-defense teacher. She is walking towards you. She's very tall, as a herring on the rabbit folk. But with her is an average height human fellow with a bit of a messy beard, but otherwise he looks put together. He looks like he belongs on a university campus. He has a few graying hairs and glasses. Rosette kind of dips her head to you, ears bobbing a bit. Afternoon, Elodie. I'm so sorry to interrupt your day. I knew you were part of the photography club. I was hoping I'd find you here. Is this an alright time to talk really quick?
I mean, yeah, sure. What's happening? What's going on?
This is Professor Fontink, and she gestures to the guy next to her, and I will write that name down for you. He asked a favor of me, needed to talk to a student that fit a specific profile, and I happen to know that you fit it, so I had agreed to introduce you to. I do have a class to get to, so I do have to run, but Professor Fontink, this is Elodie, the student I was telling you about. Elodie, this is Professor Fontink. I wish you both a good day. And she hurries away. Hello, Ned Jim.
Hello, Ned.
But she hurries away, leaving you and Bella with the professor. Bella kind of glances between the two of you and just quietly says to themselves.
I glance as well. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Bella just kind of says quietly to you, I'm just gonna step to the side. I'll still be here, just kind of
outside. I'll meet you outside.
Okay. They hurry over to the door to the outside and stand literally on the other side of the glass door, pretending not to be watching as they're on their phone.
I love them. I love them so much. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm Professor Fontink. So sorry for the abrupt introduction. This is a best last minute for me, and when Rosette told me about you, I figured this would be best since my study starts tomorrow. Anyways, sorry. To properly introduce myself, I'm Professor Richard Fontink. I'm one of the magical biology professors, and I'm doing a study here at the university on magical potential scores, specifically on a couple of different topics, but I was referred to you since I was looking for someone who was very magically competent and wielded magic of their own accord, but whose score didn't, initially suggest that they might be a magic user. And when I was discussing this with a few colleagues, Rosette mentioned knowing that from your student profile, you have about a medium average MP score, but that you are magically gifted. Is this correct?
I know some magic, I guess, just as anyone does.
Oh, most people do not know magic in this setting.
Well, I know enough.
Fair enough. I'm sorry if this is a bit
I don't
strange.
really want to get stabbed with a load of fucking needles or something.
No. This is a paid study. No, that is, if you participate, you're paid
Oh.
handsomely. There's no medications or injections or drugs of any kind involved, beyond requesting that you not be on any when you're taking part in the study. It's mostly just asking you some questions, doing some biological monitoring on machines, maybe while you cast some magic, that sort of thing. It's over the course of a few weeks, just coming in mostly when you can, and it actually even counts as a half credit towards any biology credits you might need.
I mean, if you're saying it's paid,
Yes. And you wouldn't be alone. There's other students participating as well. Even my daughter is participating.
your daughter?
Yes, Norelia, she's one of the biology students here. If the first sort of introductory meeting is tomorrow morning, just to sort of, explain more in detail what's going on, answer anyone's questions. So you don't have to give a for sure answer now, but if you're interested, come on by my lab tomorrow, listen to the talk, and see what you think then. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sure. I'll think about it.
All right. He pulls out like what once might have been a nice business card, but it's like a bit crumpled from being in like, his college professor pocket for who knows how long. And he seems like a nice guy, like he seems a bit scatterbrained, but like a nice professor. But
Okay, yeah, I take it and pop it in my pocket.
Yeah, it lists like what room number his laboratory is in, and like his phone number and such if you need to contact him. Thank you so much. I'm again very sorry for the abrupt introduction. I was just very eager.
That's fine. So are the studies all happening here at the college?
Yes. Just in either my laboratory or my research partner's laboratory, another one of the professors.
Okay. I'll think about it.
Alrighty. Well, you have a great day. Thank you so much for talking with me, Elodie. I already said it, but have a great day. And he like kind of awkwardly turns around and kind of quick walks away. He's a nerd. He's not good at talking.
That's so cute. I go straight out to Bella.
Yeah, she's like watching through the door, and as you come out, they kind of like step close to you. So, what was that about?
This teacher just gave me their card and was like, "Hey, do you want to come and get some tests done?"
I mean, I know they do
And
a
it's
lot of
paid.
research things here at the
It's
university.
paid, Bella.
Well, okay, so I know that you're like kind of new to certain things. Research studies are usually paid, and it's pretty common for them to come to, like a university, because like a lot of university students need cash. So they'll come and they'll be like, oh, come try out my new exercise machine, or come play test my new game, stuff like that. But like That I know he's one of the biology professors. He doesn't want you to like do drugs or something. Ooh. Can you hear me? Oh no. Ned, can you hear me?
Oh my god, yeah, I can hear you.
Chloe died.
Chloe died. God. That sucks.
But yeah, there's hell studies here. This is so sad. When will Chloe return from the war?
No, not the war.
Oh, you know, the war. To be nice. Don't tell her L. Ba, 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 ba. Now I get to stop using all fantasy medieval music for my songs. I can use other music too now.
Yeah. I only have Dark Souls OST. That's the best I got.
Fair.
If I have to contribute any music, I don't listen to a lot of video game OSTs. I'm making myself do it now, but when I was like younger and everything, I didn't really get a start on that because I was like, no, I don't need this sound in my life. Because I didn't listen to music a lot when I was younger, but now it's like, yeah, I like music. Cool.
I like how you're like,
but I didn't
oh
know a lot of
yeah,
exposure.
I don't listen to a lot of video game OSTs. I stare at Undertale.
Yeah. Yeah, besides that. Listen, that's from not that many years ago.
Yeah, well,
So,
not that many years. It's like, what, 10 years? Yeah, let's see when it Undertale.
It's 10 years?
I
It
thought
hasn't been
like,
10 years.
I thought it was,
like
2015 or 2016.
It's like,
Undertale.
it's not 2026, Oliver.
It came out 2015. Okay, that's not quite 10 years. That's 8 years?
That's like 6.
That's 7 years.
That's 7. Yeah.
7. Listen, I'm a bit stupid as a treat.
I was thinking, has it been 10 years?
I was thinking it came out at the same time as FNAF for some reason.
I don't know timeline.
But
But like, I know it definitely has been fewer than 10.
2015.
But yes, Undertale was the only video game OST I listened to before, like, not that long ago. Because whenever like I said, whenever I was younger, I would always, whenever I would like play, because I only had like a DS, that was my only video game console I had, I would just always mute it. So I never listened to any of the music. So everyone would be like, yeah, when I was younger, I loved this music or whatever. And be like, I didn't listen to music then. And like, I didn't have a lot of opportunities when I was younger to listen to music, so I don't have a lot of... That's why all my music comes from like 2012 or after, because I didn't listen to music before then.
Wow,
outside of like the radio.
Literally a mood. Before like 2012, like 2011 or 2012, I only listened to either what my parents played, which was like, you know, Christian, like worship music, or like Christian rock, occasionally Christian rap if we were feeling spicy, or like my dad's country music. And then I went to high school and I was like, wow, there's other genres of music. This is crazy. I was into nightcore for a while. Dude.
That doesn't surprise me.
Listen, it was my first exposure to like the internet.
No, listen, I'm not judging you for your taste in music. I would never. I think you can listen to a lot of different genres, and like, I have no opinions on nightcore because I don't listen to it, but it's fine. Don't worry.
I don't listen to it anymore. It's too much for me.
That's fair. It does seem overwhelming, which is why I haven't listened to it. So.
Which is funny, because there's other songs I listen to specifically because they're overwhelming, and I'm looking to be overwhelmed in that moment.
That's fair. I respect it.
But that's like, like that Masquerade song that went viral on TikTok? Like that sort of thing. Hello, Chloe.
I don't know.
I'll link you later. Welcome back, Queen.
Alright, sounds good.
Are you with us?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm restarting my computer and it's just stuck on the restarting screen.
Oh no.
So,
You can just force shut it down.
How do I do that?
Just like hold the power button.
Oh, I don't like to do that because I know that can break computers if you do that.
I am home. I'll be back possibly later. Otherwise, luckily, speaking to you for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. I blow a kiss to you, Ned.
Anytime, Ned.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I don't know. We'll see what's going on here. But yeah, I'll see you guys.
Alright, bye. Love you. Ah.
Okay, I'm turning back on my computer.
Yeah.
It's just so great. My Wi-Fi is connected to everything else. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my computer's turning back on. Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries. However you prefer to play is fine with me.
It would just be easier because I don't have my character sheet up as well.
Yeah. Bam, 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 bam.
Okay, we'll get this back on. Let's see if it will connect. Okay, it's connecting, but apparently there's no internet, even though the box is in my room and it says that there is internet.
Oh,
wait. We are back. Give me 2 seconds.
yo.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, I am back.
Welcome back. Where did I lose you before?
I think I said something like this is normal or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Bella had been saying that, like, research studies on university campuses were fairly normal because most university students are looking for cash. And then she had made a joke asking if there, this is a biology professor, are there really no, like, drugs or anything involved?
Well, he said there isn't drugs involved and also said not to be on drugs.
I mean, fair enough. I guess if he's, looking to monitor your body and whatnot, he wants your natural responses.
My natural response is, it's about, the magic scores you'll get.
Right.
When they're younger.
Yes, I definitely took that. Cool. Well, that'll be interesting. Do you think you're gonna go?
I don't know yet. I think I'll just think over it tonight. Maybe ask a few people at work. Maybe I'll talk to Autumn and Contradiction about it as well.
Yeah.
See what they think. Well, what do you think I should do?
I mean, I don't think there's harm in at least going to listen to what the dude has to say. But like, if any part of it skews you out, just get up and leave, you know? I would say if they give you... I mean, I would assume they would give you something to sign, mostly to say, like, you are agreeing to take part in this test. But just make sure it doesn't say anything like, we can sue you, or stuff like that, you know? Just give it a read through before you sign anything.
Oh no, I'm not going to be signing a thing. Not by myself, at least.
Yeah, well, it's fairly normal to have to sign something if you're participating in a test.
Well, yes, something, but I might go there just to listen, but I won't sign anything straight away. That's just stupid.
That's smart. And make sure that even if you go to listen to just the talk, make sure they pay you for that too. 'Cause it's still time.
Yeah, I'll go in there. Guns blazing, Bella. Ask them to pay me.
You better. Here's an out-of-character question for you, Chloe. Is Elodie saving up for anything? Like, maybe saving up for their own place or anything of that sort?
I mean, I would say the camera that they're using at the moment is probably not as good as it could be. They're probably saving up for just something small like that.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
Just for some better, just kind of camera, photography equipment in general.
That's very fair. All right. You guys chat back and forth a bit longer before Bella eventually has to leave to go to their job. And technically, you still have, a couple hours before your shift starts. But if you want to head over early, you can, or you can head back home and relax. You can go take photos, whatever you like.
Probably head over early, taking photos on the way.
Sure thing. There's several entrances down into the unders. They're like under guard, not by the city, but by members of the unders, because they don't want like the police coming down and stuff like that. But normally it's fairly easy to get
do I
through.
flash like my employment card or something?
No. You just show up and you're like, I'm going to the unders, and they're like, okay. They let you through. It's mainly to stop any obvious police and that sort of stuff. Hello, NetGem.
Hello, Net.
But there's several tunnel entrances that you know about. It's not like they're publicized. But of course, there was the initial one that you found that went down. And then you've been told and shown others through time. But you head to the closest one to the campus that you know about. It's kind of hidden in the back of like an arcade. It has a staircase that was hewn down through the stone into one of the subway tunnels that then leads down to the unders. So you go into the arcade. They recognize you there. They recognize most people who come through. One of the guys running the arcade machines like waves to you and like lets you know you're good to go. And you head in like straight back into the like employee back room. And like open a random closet, and there's just like a steel spiral staircase leading down into the darkness.
Yes.
Good shit.
Yes. Good shit. I love hidden entrances.
Yeah. You head on down, and you come out into one of the subway tunnels. While this subway tunnel has been abandoned for at least 20 years now, if not longer, it's fairly well kept, because this is like the most used entrance to the unders. Specifically because the university is so centralized, so this is, kind of the perfect tunnel for people to use, whether they're coming from the university or not. There's a surprising amount of people already down here. Some already coming from further down the tunnel, and some waiting around. And at first you're a bit confused why they're waiting around. And then you see a bit further down the tunnel, where you need to go. The gate is closed right now. And they've always had a gate set up there as long as you can remember. You know, that's where they stop people, make sure they're not police, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's closed, like, fully right now, and there's guards standing at it, like, very intensely questioning anyone who is trying to get through. And there are occasionally people who are being let through, but it seems for some reason they're being a lot more strict and careful right now. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do, or would you just like to wait around as long as it takes? There isn't like a line or anything.
That's what I was just about to ask. Is there like a line or something, or are people just kind of standing there?
Some people have formed a rough line, but plenty of people are being like turned away, so they're kind of standing in groups. You see some people on their phones, maybe trying to get someone from the other side to come and vouch for them. It's mainly just people waiting around and trying to figure out what's going on.
Do I recognize the people at the gates? The people who are being...
You vaguely recognize like a couple of the guards, but you really just know them as like people who work the gates. You don't know any of them by name. But if you'd like to go over and talk to one of them to see what's going on, you absolutely can.
Yeah, I'd like to go and ask one of them what's going on.
All right. You head on over. You get the attention of one of the guards. It's like a Goliath fellow who kind of tilts his head towards you, glances to make sure his coworkers have got the gate covered, and then takes a few steps up to you to, you know, greet you as you approach. Hey, what can I do for you, miss?
Hey, what's going on here? Why can't we get through?
Well, so you see, one of the other tunnels was raided last night by the police. They nearly got through, so a couple of the gangs got together and agreed to pay us guards extra to make sure that all the tunnels are properly locked down today. It seems that the police are making more of a push to get in here, so we're just being extra careful right now. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, of course. Can I would you take me through, please?
Do you got any sort of, you know, I know it's not like we do formal registration in this place, but do you got any sort of, you know, confirmation that you are who you might say you are?
Yeah, I work at the bar down there.
Well, there's a lot of bars, miss.
Yeah, there is a lot of bars. I work at the Change Buzz bar.
The Chameleon House?
Yeah.
Do you got anyone who can confirm that?
Yeah, I do. If you can hold on. Have to check my NPC list.
You can certainly try and...
Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Hendrick's my boss. He'll vouch for me.
Right. Do you think you could maybe give him a call? I don't really personally know a Hendrick.
Yeah. I could give him a call.
So you do have a Bokia, which
I do have a Bokia.
I'm sad to say, very bad, and you are currently in an underground tunnel. So go ahead and make me a technology check with disadvantage to try and like wander around the tunnel until you find decent connection.
Okay. Okay, that's a 4. and yeah, 4.
Sorry, Queen. He sees you struggling and he knows you're trying, and he's like, well, if you want to head up and maybe give him a call, ask him to come up to the gate. We just gotta be really extra careful. We can't just let anyone through.
Listen, man, I've been working here for a couple of years now. I know many people who work, including myself, who work and just go to the community bar for fun. You can let me through.
Well, you see, I really gotta be more careful. We need a bit more confirmation. And he's kind of cut off as this, like, kind of preppy looking guy steps up to your side and slings an arm over your shoulder. Man, you can let us both through. Look, she's with me. Elodie,
do I know this person?
You do not recognize this person.
I just pushed him off. Who the fuck are you?
The guy kind of pauses for a second. He's like, oh shit, right. And then you see his skin flicker and change as the changeling Mary now appears before you. Sorry.
Hey, Mary. Sorry.
No, I forgot. That's on me. Sorry.
Look, I've told you to be more careful with that around me.
Listen, in the aboves, I don't, I stay disguised.
Yes, I know, but when we're going in here, you need to at least look the same as you always do around them.
Listen. Okay, anyways.
Anyways, yes, I do. I'm so sorry, sir. I do know this person. They are just being a dick right now, so you can let us through.
It wasn't on purpose. Come on, Dollface. You know you can. And
oh my god.
He always uses like the dumb pet names, and he slings an arm around your shoulder again. Listen. Me and the babe here. We just gotta get through. Go work for my older sibling. You know how it is.
I'm not his babe, but everything else he's saying is true.
No. Everyone is my babe.
Fine. Everyone is your babe. Yes, sure, Mary. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
Mary is gay as hell. Mary just calls everyone just like an obscene amount of pet names.
Of course.
But the guard kind of gives you guys a look and eventually sighs. Yeah, I recognize this Amelia when I see one. Alright, you two, come on. He walks you guys over to the gate. A few of his coworkers are like, what the hell, man? Like, we're supposed to be checking people. And he waves them off. He's like, alright, you two, go on through. He opens the gate. Maybe try and get, like, some sort of written proof from your boss.
Yeah, I call back and turn around. I'll get them to make us some fucking employment cards or something.
Yeah, sorry about it. We're just being careful. Don't want y'all to get arrested.
It's fine. I get it. Don't worry. We're all in this.
Mary gives the guard one last wave and then, like, pulls you along by your shoulders. So, how was school? How was being a prep?
Well, it's so fun.
I'm sure. I would never go to school. Imagine.
You would never.
No, me, Mary,
why?
In school.
Is that because you can't get into school or because you don't want to?
No, it's because Mary isn't in school. Someone else is in school, but imagine
Fuck's
me
sake,
in school.
come on.
You two wander on down into the unders. And although it's still like this path specifically is very familiar to you, even though you and Mary are having like a lighthearted conversation, joking about this and that, you can feel like kind of a tenseness around you. Everyone seems to be like very tense. There's a lot of like whispering going on. You hear people talking about, the police, about the tunnel that was raided, about this person and that person was arrested last night. So it's not like a scary tenseness, but more like an everyone is kind of braced tenseness. Mm-hmm. But as always, it's very low lights down here. There's a lot of flashing, a lot of neon. And you two hurry over to where the Changebloods keep their territory. Sadly, there isn't really public transport here, so you guys kind of do have to walk everywhere unless you have like a bike or a scooter or something. Mm-hmm. But thankfully, the Changebloods' current territory isn't that far from that tunnel.
Yeah. Oliver, can I have Heelys?
You want to have Heelys?
Can I have Heelys? that I just keep in like my rucksack or something.
Yeah, you can have Heelys.
Fucking yes.
Mary keeps a skateboard strapped to his back, so it works out well. He like has you hold the back of his leather coat and then like pulls you through the street.
Fucking, that's so funny. It's like as soon as we're through the gates, all they do is just see these two people who just like get out their heelys and their skateboards, strap each other up, and then just shoot.
Exactly. But you guys head off. And as soon as you enter like the like sort of invisible line of where the Changebloods territory starts, you can see people looking a bit more laid back and at ease. The Changebloods are one of the more influential gangs currently down here, so most people feel very secure in their territory. And you start to see faces here and there that you recognize, some that wave, some that don't notice you as you zoom past. And eventually you arrive at the Chameleon House. The Chameleon House is a 3-story building. You don't know what it originally looked like, but right now it has like glass pasted on it in these like mismatching patterns that kind of reflects light in this very like flashy way, with this green tint to it. And with the shifting lights and the green tint, it does look very like scaly and chameleon like. Hendrik likes his aesthetics, and he was given permission to do the headquarters pretty much however much he likes. And you two head right into the first floor, which is the bar of the Chameleon House. The other 2 floors are for other gang business, but the first floor is mainly, you know, the bar and like a hangout spot.
My second home.
Exactly. Yeah, the new music.
Yes.
You'd love to hear it. The bar music. Is it playing? There we go. Okay. Where is it? Yeah. So you guys arrive. Mary tucks his skateboard away. You take your Heelys off. Hendrik isn't immediately in sight, but you know, that's not strange. You've both been here often enough and also worked here long enough that Hendrik trusts you to come in and get started with what you need to do to start the evening. This bitch do got Heelys. You know it.
Yes.
It'd probably be more accurate to say, like, oh, a hover sneakers or something like that. But you can have Heelys if you want.
Look, Elodie likes it old school.
Pop off.
They have Heelys.
Gosh. But you, I assume, head on in and start getting the bar ready for the day?
Yeah.
And
I'm getting ready for the day, but because I'm not quite starting work for like a couple hours, probably just doing like a few starter bits and then just hang out in the bar area.
Yeah, do it slow at your own pace. No need to rush. You know, get distracted doing other things in the midst of it.
Yes.
Mary stays and hangs out with you for a little bit, mostly just quote unquote causing problems. And by causing problems, I do mean he is finding all of the like, you know, little cup trays that, you know, stop condensation, and he's flicking them off the counter one by one. And
Mary, do you wanna help me shine the glasses?
What? No, man, I don't work here.
You could help me.
I
am your babe
who
after all.
Does work here. And he kind of slides off the bar stool and ducks down behind the counter. When he pops back up, he looks like you, just in his old clothes. Wow, look at me. I'm I'm Elodie. I'm going to go clean some glasses now. And he walks over and starts cleaning glasses.
You know, you have a great fashion sense.
Oh, why? Thank you, darling. You do too. You two banter back and forth. He helps you with stuff, also creates problems, but then fixes the problems. You know how it be.
I fix the problems. Rain fixes the problem.
He helps. True. I forgot. Um, After a while, he kind of circles. By now, he's changed back into himself, and he circles the topic back to the tunnels. I can talk to Hendrik or maybe Adar and just see if we can get some sort of, I don't know, paperwork or even a note that says we good or something like that.
There should be a streamlined process. Like, I get wanting to keep everything down here separate from everything else, but
well, like, if the cops got in here, they would arrest anyone they got their hands on, even if they didn't do anything or not.
I know. But hey, luckily me and you don't always have to look like ourselves.
Yeah. And luckily, we two do not live down here, unlike other people. He kind of cringes a bit at that.
Yeah. It's going to be fine. They're doing good. It's better for them to be like that rather than letting any old person in.
Yeah. Hey, I've never been to your place before, but you live in Divisiburg, right?
You have no reason to come to my place.
I'm not asking to come to your place. I'm checking where you live.
At least buy me a drink first.
Okay. I've bought you so many drinks.
I make the drinks, Mary.
I bought you drinks before you worked here.
Okay, that's true, but I've made enough drinks to make up for that.
True. I'm trying to ask what area of the city you live. Do you live in Divisiburg or not?
Yes, I live in Divisiburg.
Okay. Then I'm gonna tell you about something. To be clear, you should still take the main tunnels as often as you can because, they're guarded, they're safe, they're upkept. But if anything ever happens or there's like the police, you're trying to get out of the unders or into the unders for an emergency, they should probably try and stay out. I do know about a secret tunnel. I don't know about a couple, but mainly, one that might be of use to you. Remind me later this week. I'll show it to you. I can't tonight because I'm doing some work for Adar. But I'll walk you home from work sometime, or at least walk you to the tunnel, and show you where it is and stuff. It's a bit sketchy because it's not, upkept. It's kind of falling apart. But just use it for emergencies in that case, right?
I will.
Okay.
That'd be good. Yeah, show me. I'm working most nights as per usual, so just anytime you're here, just you can show me.
I can't tonight, but like next shift, if I'm here, give me a shout when you're heading out, and I can show it to you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I should get going. Adar is gonna come looking for me soon. Duty calls and all that. Have a good shift.
Good luck. Say hi to Adar for me.
I will. Bye, doll. And he kind of slides you back one of the glasses he was still cleaning, and heads off to the stairs. You're alone for a little bit. And then, like, it's not really, like, official when the bar is, quote-unquote, open for customers. But eventually, people know it's an appropriate time to be able to approach you and ask for a drink. The members of the Change Bloods will either be like, add it to my tab, or, most members are good to just to have a drink. So, and there's also, non-Change Blood members who come in which case, they are expected to pay, but still. It's a slow evening. it's a Monday night. Most of the time you're scheduled for slow weekday nights because they're slow. But it's slow. You see a few places you recognize here and there. Some people who chat for a few minutes. Mostly just people who are coming in to either grab a drink real quick or grab a drink and hang out with their buddies. It's a chill evening. Hendrik passes through at one point. It seems to be a busy evening for him, but he checks in with you, makes sure everything is good. I assume you fill him in about the tunnels.
Yeah, Hendrix, we need some employment signature or something to get us through those gates faster.
Well, that's gonna be interesting. We don't really have anything official of that sort, but I guess I can talk to Adar about maybe some sort of like card with our mark on it. Maybe that would suffice.
What about just a sticker or a stamp?
Yeah, I think we could do that. Normally we stick with spray paint, but maybe we can get something. I'll go talk to Adar real quick. I have to bring some stuff up to them. And I'll get you something before your shift ends. All right, love?
Great. Thank you.
Of course. He gives you a pat on the shoulder before he heads up the stairs. Like, Mary's steps are very, like, light and fast, while Hendrix, like, shake the whole staircase. He's a very big and broad dude.
I love him.
Yeah. Eventually, some people, well, rather, one person comes rolling up that you recognize right away. Autumn comes swinging in, holding on to the door frame and immediately giving you, like, a 2-finger salute. Hello, hello.
Hello. I pulled their favorite drink out that I have mixed up and saved for them when they got in.
It's like something orange and yellow and fruity. I don't know like a name, but something very bright and
orange,
fruity.
yellow, and fruity. Sex on the beach.
Sure.
Here, there you go. Pop.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. So very much.
Oh.
So I have some bad news. I managed to get in because, Mom showed up and was like, this is my son, let them in. Contradiction wasn't able to get by the guards at the gate. I assume you saw all of that when you came down. But, Contradiction doesn't want to be affiliated with any of the gangs, which I totally get, and it's fine. And
she wasn't able to get through.
No. But I have a message from her, some stuff we wanted to tell you about.
Okay. What is it? Anything fun or interesting?
Yeah, something very fun. West Dusk is gonna have a gig on Saturday night.
Well, I will be there.
That's so exciting. That's Rain. It will mean so much to me to have you there. I know you've seen us perform before, but this is like our first gig, and not just university talent show kind of thing. So I'm pretty excited, and to be genuine, it'll mean a lot to me to have you there.
I will make sure I'm there. I'm not normally scheduled for weekends. I can easily get there. Where is it?
Oh, so it's at this really cool, like, classic rock bar, and they, like, launch into telling you about the bar that apparently, he and Contradiction go to a fair amount. And, you guys spend some time talking about that. He asks you about your parents' trip, because I assume, you've mentioned stuff in conversations.
Yes. So I'm going to have a free house from next week.
So party every day, right? I'm kidding.
Oh, they would kill me.
I know.
I party up there, but we can party down here, and it's...
Exactly.
Actually, no, mate, I was about to say that it was safer down here, but
Well, with how careful they're being, hopefully it's safer.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It just wouldn't be great to be arrested by police.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I do have another interesting piece of news.
Ooh.
Contradiction was with me, but apparently the dude was more interested in my scores. But I signed up to take part of this study thing, this research study.
Is it the one with Professor Fonting?
Yes. How did you know? I didn't think you were in any biology classes.
Okay, I'm not, but apparently they asked for me to be there. I don't know. He came up to me after photography class after photography club with Bella, and gave me his card, and I just pull out this really tattered card,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
pull out that I'm like,
Looks
I've
like one of
not
his.
touched this. I've not touched it. I've not dropped it in any of the drinks.
That makes
It's
sense.
been in my pocket the entire time.
He's a bit of a scatterbrained dude. He taught one of my bio classes last year. But he approached me. I'm not in one of his classes this year, but you know I knew him because I had been last year. And he approached me and asked if I could take part because he said that they actually, because you know shifters aren't super common in the above. So he asked if like I would participate, especially because a lot of shifters don't go to normal schools, so we don't get our tests done when we're little kids. We get them done as adults going into university and stuff. So he wanted to, see what the differences are for shifters, do some more study on that, because, we're not exactly common. And I agreed.
You agreed to it like straight away? You had no...
Well, not like straight away. I wanted to know, what was the time involvement for it, money, stuff like that. Have to make sure it doesn't interrupt any of my classes. But I knew the dude. He's a bit scatterbrained and not the most socially adept. But he's a good guy. He was a good teacher.
I noticed that, but none of us are really completely socially adapted. How are we?
Exactly. And listen, his daughter is hot as hell. Oh my god.
Autumn, I only have eyes for you.
Oh, thank you, love. That's so sweet. She's so hot.
Is that why you're doing this?
And it's not.
Autumn,
It's not only why. But
Sure, keep talking.
She was my TA last year. It's kind of this.
No, she's a TA.
Well, yeah, she's studying to become a biology professor like her dad. That whole like continue the family tradition thing. But she's like cool. She's like a nerd, but like a cool nerd.
Cool.
By cool nerd, I do mean, she's got short haircut, low cut shirts, piercings. She's like, wow. Anyways, sorry.
Keep it in your fucking pants.
Hey, listen. Contradiction had a thing for her too. She's just one of those people that you can't not think she's hot. Anyways, I'm not flirting with her because I don't think it would work out. I think we're too different, but I can dream,
Yeah,
and I support anyone dreaming. Anyways, so I was already planning to participate in the study because cash is cash, and our apartment is a bit pricey. But if you're taking part too, I would love to have a buddy in it.
Well, I don't know if I'll definitely be taking part yet, but he gave me his card and said that I could go over there tomorrow morning when he's explaining everything. about what could happen, and I might go to that and just see what happens. But I don't want to say that I'm definitely going to do it because I don't know yet.
That's fair. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that yet. Ignore that. All right. And I get you. I agree. At least it's tomorrow morning. Is that like intro talk? Can you come with me to that at least? We'll go. We'll listen. And if you decide you don't want to do it, of course that's totally fine.
Yeah, I'll go to that with you, Autumn. Mm-hmm. I'd much rather know that there was someone there that I knew rather than just turning up there by myself.
Same. I gotta say, another plus will be getting a chance to finally meet Professor Yurgiel. Like, that'll be cool.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Bella said it's normal that students really get paid to do things like this. Is that true?
Yeah, totally. To be clear, out of character, Chloe, this is a very common thing on American universities.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is in
really?
Europe too.
It's not at all.
Yeah, like you see posters up all over here, like being like, "Come participate in this video game study," or "Come, do drug tests for money," and stuff like that.
No, we literally have nothing like that.
Wild. But yeah, it's that sort of thing is normal, at least here.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they do like research studies and stuff, mostly for like theses for doctorate students.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Well, as long as we're not walking into a death trap, yeah. I'll go with you.
Do me a favor and roll history real quick.
Let's see what my history is. Okay, +3, not too bad.
PogChamp.
16, 17, 18.
Nice.
Nice.
Autumn had mentioned, a name, Professor Yurgiel. From context clues, you would guess that that's the research partner that Professor Fonting had mentioned. And it takes you a minute. You know that the name Yurgiel is like kind of familiar. And you kind of think about it, and eventually you realize where you've heard the name before. Do you think Elodie is, pays attention to like news and stuff at all?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say so.
Then probably like 5-ish years ago, there started being news about this like researcher who was making crazy advancements in technomagic, integrating technology and magic together. Like making some crazy advancements, but not in like the terms of weapons or stuff like that most people focus on. He worked a lot on enchanted prosthetics, improving various transportation systems. A lot of patents, like he was involved in the patent that first brought about like hover vehicles and stuff. He didn't invent that solely himself, but it was a big name that was involved in a lot of different like groundbreaking projects. And it was of note that like he never started a company of his own, never seemed to really be in it for the money, just for the act of researching and learning and developing. And that apparently something eventually happened, and he stepped away from like the active technomagic fields, and decided to become abruptly out of nowhere a professor instead, and came to the university. So hearing that name, you realize, oh, this is that Yurgiel. like the tech whiz Uriel, Uriel. So there's some credence behind the name, and you've known Autumn has always been like a bit of a nerd about like technological stuff. They're not good with it themselves, but they think it's very cool to like hear about things.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that Autumn would be like, "What? That professor's involved? Yes, sign me up."
Yes, I am doing that.
Yeah. But it's interesting to hear that he's partaking in research studies again, since apparently he had stepped away from it for a few years. Yeah.
Okay.
But you guys chat back and forth about this, and after a while, shooting the shit about that, and then other things, talking about the gig again, your parents' trip, just this and that, your photography classes. Hendrik comes back down, and slides you like a little cardstock card that has like a scribbled sigil on it of a snake curling around a dagger that has a drop of blood from it, and you know that that's the like mark of the change bloods. And Hendrik hands it to you and says, "So Ada is that's not his voice. So Ada, bro, I keep going British.
this.
Hold on." Well, you see, Adar is going to be reaching out to some of the guards and passing word that he's got some employees who pass back and forth on the regular. And he's going to let them know that they're going to be carrying this card, and specifically this color. So just show them this. Try not to let anyone else see it so it can't, like be replicated or nothing. But
What colour's the card?
well, the paper itself is like, white. And then the ink is green. So they'll be looking for a white card with the green sigil all in pen. That's about as fancy as we can get down here. It's not like we got a bunch of crazy shit. We don't really focus on that. We don't really got like central government or leadership here beyond the gangs. So this is the best we got.
Thank you. Should I pass back through them on the way out? Do you think, just to show them it?
Say again?
Should I pass back through them on the way out to show them the card, so they know what to look out for?
Yeah, sure. They'll know to watch for you and Mary and Autumn and stuff, and of course a few of our other workers / I guess you could say allies. But that should be all good for you. If you have any problems, you find a place where you can call me, and I'll swing by or I'll send May over or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know.
Alrighty. Your shift should be ending in like a half hour. If you want to hang out after that, of course you're welcome to. But if you have to get home to sleep, I totally get that. I just have some stuff to take over.
I might stick around for a little bit.
Yeah, I just have some stuff to take care of, and then I'll come back and take over when your shift is done.
Okay, just call me over when you're back.
Alright, thanks, Liv. He pats your shoulder and steps out from behind the bar and heads over to join a conversation by like one of the notice boards, seeming to like maybe organize some like jobs or something for Adar. He usually like acts as Adar's voice a lot, since Adar doesn't. For all you know, some of the times you've spoken to Hendrik, it has been Adar, because whenever Adar interacts with the gang, most of the time they're in disguise, and the whole gang is aware of and okay with that. Very few people have actually seen like Adar's quote unquote true form. Though there have been times where Adar has like shown up in a disguise and been like, "Yes, I am Adar. We shall talk.
This is totally my true form.
Yeah. But
this is what I really look like.
Definitely. But, Hendrik is in sight. Autumn is hanging around and chatting. At one point, you see Mary has come back down and has joined the conversation with Hendrik. And you're finishing up your duties, checking the till, that sort of thing, as you're finishing up for your shift, when someone kind of calls your attention away from your conversation with Autumn, a customer. And he, kind of raises a hand. He's like, Miss, could I just, get a quick drink, like a beer or something?
Your beer, yeah. We've got tap, we've got bottles.
Awesome. Just really anything. I'm mighty thirsty. You kind of take a closer look at this dude. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you're thirsty, a water or a juice might be better for you. Oh shit, that's not good. You said perception?
Yes.
12.
Alright. You kind of glance over at him. It's a half-elf dude, you think, looking from the size of his ears. He looks, rough. Like kind of sickly pale, and rings under his eyes, and his breathing is kind of labored, and he looks maybe a bit sweaty. Maybe he's running a bit of a fever or something. And he like is reaching out to like take a drink from you, gesture to you as he talks, and you can see like some of the veins in his hand are like very protruding. You don't know a ton about medicine, but he's probably sick in some form. But as you offer a water or juice, he kind of like nods his head, looking a bit out of it. Yeah, just really anything you got would be great.
I get him a glass of water and a glass of juice, but I don't really say anything. It's kind of like can I make like a quick eyes at Autumn just to be like, this guy is kind of creepy?
Yeah, he's making some eyes at you too, but maybe Autumn is like assuming maybe drugs or something. It's not uncommon.
Yeah.
Usually they wouldn't dare come in a gang bar while drugged, but some people get confused. But he takes the water from you and is immediately like gulping it down like he hasn't drank for days. And he kind of sets it down and takes like a shuddering breath. Sorry
Do
about
you
that.
want another?
Yeah, could I have another? I've been sick for a few days, and it's this is the first time I've managed to get out.
Sure. And I go get another glass of water.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. But you fetch him another water. And he again drinks it down super quick. And when you had turned around with that second cup of water, he had also already downed the juice. And he takes the water and he's gulping at it. And Autumn is giving you a look like, hello. And kind of like gestures, subtly pointing towards the corner where Hendrik is, kind of asking like, do you want me to get Hendrik?
I do just a really subtle nod as I turn back around to put another water down on the bar.
Autumn starts to like push off of the bar to go in, as subtly, slowly, carefully, go get Hendrik. It's not like the guy has done anything bad, but it certainly wouldn't hurt to have Hendrik be near, just in case. And then this guy, as he finishes the second cup of water, he starts to cough. He sets the glass down roughly, and he's coughing, and then he kind of jerks his chin, and then back the other way, and you hear a kind of sharp crack as you see his shoulder go out of place.
Can I cast detect magic?
Uh, what is the casting time on that?
One action?
Uh,
Yeah, one action.
all right. You start to, do the motions to cast that. You remind me, that tells you what school of magic, right?
If you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. And you learn its school of magic, if any.
Okay. You you definitely do sense faint magic, but it more reminds you of like a latent effect than something is being cast right in this moment. And it is transmutation, whatever it is, which is kind of yeah, it's up to you if you want to look up what exactly that school of magic would be. But you hear the crack of his shoulder, and he kind of drops his head down on the counter and is like gasping for air, and then he slips backwards and falls in front of the bar out of your sight. And you can't see what's happening, but you hear what you think might be skin just rip apart, and you hear bones crack. And Autumn can see whatever's happening, and you can see Autumn looks horrified as they kind of scramble out of their chair and fall away from the man. And everyone in the bar is like reacting like horrified, like they're ill, not sure what's happening. And then you see some sort of limb reach up and slam down onto the counter. Blood is dripping off of it, and bone is straight up falling away as this pure white solid limb seems to have presumably emerged from inside the man. And you start to see a head rise as well. Something with a long neck and an elongated animalistic face that is all solid, pure white, nearly glowing. It is that pure white, as skin and viscera kind of falls off of the face like a snake shedding its skin. And you see it start to turn towards you, but then you can't see it anymore, as it is slammed, body tackled by a snarling Hendrik. His thick mutton chops and his lower tusks looking far more prominent than normal, and his snarling is straight up animalistic as he tackles it back out of sight. You can hear the scuffle from the other side of the bar, and you're kind of frozen in this moment, not sure what to do. And you see Mary vaults over the counter, following behind Hendrik. He has grabbed Autumn and is tugging Autumn up over the counter with him, and also grabs your shirt collar and is pushing you down behind the bar. It's... Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw real quick.
Oh, fuck. Yay. Yay.
Wow, body horror moment.
Oh, actually, that just hit my glasses wig. I'm going to roll that again. Because it landed on a 17 first. It's now landed on a 19, so that's a 21.
Nice. Alrighty. You start to feel like panic clouding your mind. You start to feel like your limbs locking up. This is not like some magical effect that's happening to you. This is your own body starting to have a panic attack. But you manage to shove it aside. The sound around you had been starting to fade away into this ringing sound, but it comes back into focus for you as you hear Mary near shouting at the two of you, saying, "Go, get out, go!" Shoving you towards the back door and telling you both to keep down. On the other side of the bar, you can hear tearing and ripping and snarling and some shouting, and you, presumably from various gang members, you hear sounds of guns, and Mary is pushing you two towards the back room. What would you like to do?
Grab Autumn and run. Heelys on. Heelys in sports mode.
Sport mode.
Sports mode Heelys. Wait, let me double check my. Is there anything? There's nothing I can really do spell wise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, grab Autumn and run.
Thankfully,
most likely towards the gate that we first came in at.
Yeah. Thankfully,
well,
it seems that
yeah.
Autumn seemed to also shrug off any anxiety attack that was building. But Mary gets you two into the back room and seems glad that you are on board with getting the fuck out of Dodge. He kicks open the back door, ignoring the lock, and, like, speaks to you guys in a whisper shout. Go back to the aboves. I don't know what the fuck that was, but listen, that may have just been one dude, but if the headquarters are under attack, I don't want you two involved. Get the fuck out of here. I'll call you. Something.
Okay, is there anything we can do to help?
Get out. Go. I appreciate it. Go. The others will kill me if I let you stay. Go.
Okay, fuck. Okay, Autumn, let's go now.
Right. Yep. We're going.
We're going. Come on.
All right. You guys, I assume, book it across the unders.
Yes.
Autumn does not have like a skateboard or anything of the sort. So he runs alongside
I take my
Heelys.
I take my Heelys out. Okay.
You Heely along. You guys book it back. Eventually, you guys reach the gates, which are just as crowded. You hurry up to the front, you flash the card, you're ready to, like, explain it and talk. But the guards seem to have already gotten the message and let you through. And you two hurry back up into the arcade through the secret entrance. Autumn
but before we leave the gate, would I have a picture of like the four of us, like, so me, Autumn, Contradiction, and Bella together?
A Bokia cannot take pictures.
But I have like a physical picture, like, because I will have my camera on. Right?
A physical picture? Yeah, you can, like, turn your camera screen around, or maybe if you carry like a photo in your wallet or something, you can show that.
Yeah, because it's okay. It doesn't matter if Bella's it, but I just want to be like, and I just want to tell them, Autumn, who's with me now, are allowed in, and then I point to Contradiction, and I'm like, they can come in.
Listen, there's a whole bunch of guards. We got hundreds of guards. I ain't the only one.
Fuck. Well,
right.
when you're ever on, just know they're with me.
Right. Have a good night.
And we just start running again.
Autumn kind of pulls you to a stop when you guys are back in the aboves outside of the arcade. And they're still, like, catching their breath, and say to you, I'm gonna head back to my apartment now. Maybe call my mom, see if she was there or not, see if I can get any word.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I just try to stay out of that sort of stuff as much as possible.
I know, but what was it? Did you see it?
It was like something was inside that dude and just ripped him apart to come out of him. It was like it had really long limbs. It looked like maybe it could be four-legged or on its back legs, I don't know. it had like this animal face. It wasn't like it was bones. It was solid. It was white. It was like, I've never seen anything like it.
It's okay. Okay, would we be passing... Well, okay, does Autumn also live in Divsburg?
Right on the edge of Divsburg.
Could we pass my place together? And I want to tell my mum that I'm going to be staying with Autumn tonight because we've got the same research class tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
Or research information thing tomorrow morning.
You could go out of your way to go past Autumn's apartment to your house and then come back. Or if you want, you can give her a phone call and tell her.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'll leave a phone call and I'm going to stay with Autumn.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she's vaguely met Autumn before when Autumn has like come by your house maybe to drop something off or pick you up. So she kind of knows who Autumn is. Maybe not, the full details of how you know Autumn.
No.
But you give her a ring, and she answers the phone. Hello, dear. It's a bit late. You coming home from work?
Yes. I was coming home. I'm going to stay at Autumn's tonight. We've got some research for college to do tomorrow morning. So we're going to go there together. So yeah, I'm going to go stay at Autumn's so we can go together a bit closer to school.
Oh, do you have your things? Do you need me to bring anything by? A toothbrush?
Oh no, it's fine, and we can sort that out ourselves, Mum.
All right, if you're sure. Do you want me? Do you want your father to come back? Are you all right, dear? You sound off.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. I just
roll a
it's
deception
been a long
check.
night.
Because this is your mother.
Yeah. Thank God I've got a +6 to deception. 11. I rolled a 5.
Oh boy. Let me roll her. All right. There's a long pause as she lets you like kind of talk yourself into a corner. And eventually
It's
she
been
goes.
a long night.
Yeah. Eventually she goes. Did someone give you a hard time at the bar, dear? Do you want me to send your father by, over to speak to the owner or something?
It's fine. No, you don't need to do that. Someone just kept asking for glasses of water, and it just meant that I couldn't serve other people.
All right, that. Dear, if you don't want to talk about it, that's all right. If you have other people you'd prefer to talk to it about, that's certainly all right. We love you. I hope everything is better.
Everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about. It's just a job. But I'm gonna go stay with them because it's just easier to get to college in the morning.
All right. We love you. If you need anything, don't be afraid to call me or your father anytime.
I love you too, Mum.
All right. Have a good night, dear.
You too.
All right.
Yep. Okay, Autumn. Let's go. Let's go.
Autumn keeps up like a speed walk the whole day, kind of like head on a swivel. And like the whole of West Dusk is rather like tactile, but both platonically and non-platonically, you never know. But so he's like holding your hand if you're okay with that, and like leading you through the streets. Yes. Yeah. You guys speed walk on a mission. You do spot, indeed, more police around where some of the tunnel entrances are suspected to be. But you guys just don't make eye contact and keep going.
Yeah, head down, keep going.
Yeah, you arrive back to the apartment. Autumn quietly informing you that Bella's still at work and will be for a couple more hours. And Contradiction doesn't seem to be home when you guys get in. So he says maybe she's off sulking since she couldn't come into the unders to see you.
Would it be possible to call Contradiction as well?
Yeah, you can call Contradiction.
Can we call Contradiction?
Yeah. Autumn calls her up and puts her on speakerphone. You guys like sitting like crisscross in their living room.
I've made some tea for us both.
Wonderful, wonderful. Their apartment, by the way, is like a tornado went through it. It is the definition of organized chaos. There's like leather jackets hung on every spare surface. All of their instruments are just like laying in the middle of the living room floor. There is no couch. There is just like a bunch of blankets and a beanbag. Listen, you put 3 college students alone in an apartment, who are all punks, and told them decorate how you wish.
They said we will not.
Yeah. They said, decorations, yes, here's our collection of alcohol bottles on the wall.
It's like when everyone like decorates their half of their room with like all the monster cans.
Yeah, she's literally that's literally like Autumn's corner is monster cans.
Yes. Autumn, I told you to drink less of those.
It's fine.
Okay,
it's fine. But
it's fine. 7 a day.
Unless I'm a shifter, I can take more. I got fat ass constitution. But the phone rings and rings, and eventually you hear the phone pick up. You hear like faint music in the background and like muffled voices talking, and hear somebody say, "Hold on, I'm getting a phone call." And then you hear Contradiction's voice come closer to the phone. Hey, Audie, what's up?
Hey, I'm here too.
Oh, hey, what's up? I want hey.
Sorry, I love Contradiction so much. Yes. Okay. Hey, oh God, it's so good you weren't there tonight. Oh
What?
my God.
Why? Did like some asshole come in?
There was some weird shit going on, but we can't just. Where are you?
I'm with Bella right now.
Are you at Bella's work?
Yeah. The new place. I don't know if you've been here yet. It's kind of sketchy, so I figured I'd just keep her company just in case.
Yeah, good. Definitely stay together tonight, and as soon as Bella finishes, make sure you both come straight back. I'm staying over tonight if you wanna hang out when you get back at all.
Oh, right. Hey, Bells, do you think you can get off early? You can't like make out what Bella says, but you can like hear Bella's tones and Contradiction sighs heavily. We'll be there when we can. I'm Bella's ride.
Oh, of course.
I mean, if you wanna, stay up, maybe you guys watch a movie or something. We'll be we'll be by. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll probably. I kind of look at Autumn. Can I kind of make an insight check or something on how they're feeling?
Yeah.
$16?
Yeah. They seem really freaked out. About something in particular. But they're like, whatever it is like a layer beyond whatever they've said to you. But he's like clearly holding it back. And is like chewing at his nails and has and like keeps glancing at their phone. You get the feeling that maybe they might be texting someone, if they had their phone, but are waiting.
Do I see any text flashing up on the screen?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. Yeah, just we'll be up, and just get home safe, please.
Yeah. I'm always safe. You know I'm the bruiser of the bunch, so.
Well, keep your muscles flexed, and no one's gonna mess with you.
Yeah. I'll come by there and I'll keep you two nice and safe.
Oh, thank you.
Bella will too, but you know. There's I have a. I guess Autumn can have some, if he really needs to. But if you look under my bed, I have some brownies there that you can have if you want.
I would love some brownies.
Yeah.
Do they have anything in it? Are they just brownies?
No, they're just brownies. A contradiction is a girl. But thank you, King. Dude. You're so
Don't
valid.
worry,
You're so
okay.
valid.
Yes, I will. I think it's a brownies kind of night, and maybe brownies and bourbon.
Yeah. There's just some leftovers in the fridge, so have some food. Put on maybe a movie in the background. We'll be there soon.
Okay, just call me or text Autumn when you're on your way.
We'll do. Hey, asshole, you have to pay first. And you hear her like start to yell at somebody in the background.
Okay, I just hang up and give the phone back to Autumn.
Yeah. Autumn takes it back, and from the angle, he's not like trying to hide it, so you can see like, him immediately switch over to his text messages and pull up the contact mom, and you can see he sent like 6 unanswered text messages, and he begins to write another. Right. So
Can I try and call? I know that she's being texted that right now, but can I try and call her as well?
Yeah, sure. You can call May.
Yes, I want to call May.
Your phone rings, and there's no answer, which isn't obscenely strange because she is presumably in the unders right now. But no answer.
Okay, I just very gently kind of push his phone down, like not hard, but like kind of put my hand over. I'm like, yeah, I think we should watch a movie. You know your mum. She probably just doesn't have any reception right now down there. It's going to be absolutely fine.
Right, yeah. So sorry.
Go sit up, go get the blankets in the beanbag, make it cozy, and I'm going to heat us up some food.
Sure thing. I think we have some Indian if you want. Some Chinese.
Yes.
I like that.
Lovely.
We really just
love
made
chicken tikka.
Like Chinese culture and Indian culture canon. We're not going to talk about it, but
it's tasty food.
True. But you guys heat it up, pick out a movie. Autumn picks out like the equivalent of a Disney movie. Because now is not the time for horror. Hell yeah.
I go get the brownie.
And you guys eat and snack and half watch the movie. You're pretty sure Autumn dissociates for a good part of it. And eventually you see a little ding on their screen, and they like fly out of bed to grab it off the beanbag to like grab it off the floor. Listen, it's a 1-room apartment. It's literally a studio apartment with 3 people sharing it. You have to have somewhere to hide your stuff. If you keep the brownies out in public, everyone's gonna eat them, and then there's none left for you.
Everyone will eat them. but I'm her favorite, so I get to know.
True. But Autumn
Big
launches
rough lady,
themselves
you did this to me.
like onto the phone to answer it. And you see him hurriedly reading a text message. And they kind of like bite at their fingernails again. All right. Mom texted. Apparently, everything is handled. She says she's gonna give me a call in the morning. They're figuring out some stuff. I'll be right back. I gotta make a phone call. And
Okay.
they abruptly like stand up, kind of realize, hey, one room apartment, and they step out into the hallway. And you can still faintly hear their voice, in the sense that like you can tell they're talking, but you can't make out what's being said.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
can
you're
I
wanting
try and
to
sneak?
Can
I try and sneak to the door?
Uh,
Because it's more on the fact that I want to make sure that he's okay,
yeah. First, roll
rather
me.
than trying to actually listen.
Yeah, a stealth check.
I don't think I've got very good stealth. 13?
You head over, and the floor creaks. It's an expensive apartment, but it's kind of shitty. It's more expensive because of the location and the size. And you hear like Autumn falter a bit and kind of step further away from the door to keep talking. So you can roll perception if you want, but it's with disadvantage because he's further away now.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, that's a 5 plus perception 9.
Okay, yeah, you cannot make out what's being said.
I just whisper shit, and then go just go back to the beanbag.
Fair. You head back. Autumn comes back in. Doesn't really talk about whatever conversation that was. But eventually contradiction gets back. It's late. It's like 2 a.m. And you've been up since like I'd say probably like 6 or 7. So you're fairly tired. So it's a bit of that experience of you're bleary with sleep, so you kind of remember Contradiction and Bella getting back, and you kind of remember like Bella sitting next to you and asking you guys if you're okay, and like Contradiction bringing in some hot drinks and coming over and passing them to each of you and kind of like throwing an arm over your shoulder. But it's a bit bleary. You're near half asleep. You do remember at some point Bella kind of like putting a very soft kiss on your hair and saying like, we'll talk in the morning. And you fully fall asleep on the beanbag.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll end your session 0.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Give me more contradiction.
You'll get more contradiction eventually.
I love her.
Yeah, I'm glad. I love she as well.
That was so good.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed.